Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Radio FreakJam. I am here tonight from Meet the Freaks with the one, the only, the very lovely, I've just found out, Shine. How you doing, Shine?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I've got to turn that one off. That's good. Turn that one off. That's brilliant. I'm good. And thanks for joining me tonight because I had a chat with your partner. I'm taking it. Kieran's your partner in crime, in business.
Yes, that's right.
And I met Kieran at Di's house. Di had a little thing called Shynefest, and we all popped over there and we drunk plenty and we played ukuleles and guitars and sung, and it was much merriment, you know. And Kieran was there and we got chatting about Shynefest, and I sort of said to him, if you want to use this platform to come and talk about Shynefest one night, and he couldn't make it tonight, he's deferred to you.
He has, yes. Yeah, he's super busy. He's organising all the guys for backstage to, lineups and whatever's that go on backstage. So he's busy tonight, yeah.
But you are Shine. You are actually Shine of Shynefest. So let's talk about this. Why Shynefest? Where did it come from? What's it all about?
So it started as my 40th birthday. A few years ago, we were going to hire a hall and maybe somewhere with a big field so we can have a few bits of camping. We're going to get a band or two, and a friend of ours offered their farm to do it there. So we ended up, there were probably about 250 of us maybe. We hired a stage, PA system, bouncy castle, ice cream van. And yeah, it was brilliant. I think we had probably about 18 bands playing that day.
Nice.
And it was a massive success. And everyone the next day just said, that was really awesome. Let's do it again. So we thought, okay, maybe we could do it again. But
I can do another 40th birthday party. Yeah. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So and it took us a couple of years to get a new venue because the previous people, they actually moved house, so we couldn't do it there again. So we eventually found another place in Bisley.
Sorry, when you say they actually moved house so you couldn't do it again, was that because they didn't want you to do it again? Or
No, they had already sold the house. We had the party in June and they'd already sold and they moved in July. So it wasn't us.
Right, that's fair enough. Yeah. But basically they sold the house beforehand, so it was like, come over and wreck the place before we leave. That was more the same.
Pretty much, yeah. Come wreck our field, yeah.
And this has grown into a festival, this is your 4th year now.
Yeah.
And sort of how many people do you have coming to the festival?
So the last 2 years that we did it, where we actually sold tickets, we had a TENS license, which was just up to 500 people.
Right.
So it was small, basically. Small for a festival. And then this year we have a license for 2,000 people. And we're hoping in future to go up to 5,000. I think we've talked about it, and that's our limit, really, to do 5,000. I mean, even coming up to 2,000 is scary.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of people to be responsible for on the weekend, isn't it? So, and then obviously that's your job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got Kieran sorting out the backstage area. You're here chatting with me, drinking wine.
Yes.
You get the better end of the deal. Cheers, by the way.
Yeah.
So, what is your role in all of this? What is your function?
Goodness, I do pretty much everything else. But Kieran organises the bands. He organises everything that happens on the day with the bands. I've organised the stalls, the food traders, the kids' entertainment. I've done all the licenses. I did all the health and safety, the risk assessments, the COVID assessments.
So you really are a small team.
Yes, yeah. It's just the 3 of us basically. My husband, Kieran, and I basically do it all. We have pulled in more people this year. Kieran's got more help behind stage. He's got 2 guys who are one guy each looking after each stage. We've got somebody, Andy Mabbott. I don't know if you know him, but he's
rings a bell.
He's looking after our 3 main acts. Because they, have their own little changing room and they need, bits and bobs. So he's going to look after them. No blue M&Ms,
all that business.
Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we've got more help this year than we've ever had, basically.
Well, that's, as you grow, obviously you're going to need help. And as we were chatting before, and I've sort of said, I've done stage management at Santa Pod, at Big Bang, and bug jam and bits and pieces like that. And there's a lot of work to do. And musicians, never work with children, animals, or musicians. I think that's the saying. That's how it goes. So what is your? I mean, let's you had 18 bands on for your 40th birthday party. Which was Shy number 1. How did you go about finding them?
So that was Kieran mainly. So my husband Kev is good friends with Kieran. They've known each other since they were in their teens, and Kieran has been in a few bands before, and knows lots of bands. I think in fact at the time, I think he was actually managing a band at the time as well. So he just said to Kieran, look, can you help us get a few bands together? I think initially when we first asked him, we were still thinking of just hiring a hall at the time, but it just grew from there and ended up being on the farm. A couple of the bands were people that I knew, but otherwise Kieran did the lot. He found all of them, right, basically.
And you paid all these bands, so was that a ticket, or was this a freebie the first time round? I mean, how did all that work?
No, it was a freebie the first time round. It was just literally a birthday party. We didn't sell tickets or anything. And he basically called on people that he knew who were in bands, and they all came and played for free. It was a whole big free thing, really.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, that's what you want, especially for your 40th birthday. What more could you want? That's awesome. I think I went out for a meal at Beefeater. Each to their own.
That's all right.
So, I mean, let's take COVID out of it for a minute, because I want to get and talk about that in a bit. What is your most complicated part of putting this together, would you say? If you were giving advice to someone who wanted to do something similar, where would you tell them they really need to pay attention?
Oh, goodness me.
So many things.
There's so many things, yeah. It's like, where do you start, really? I don't know. I really don't know. There's just so much. There's so much about, having to get enough ticket sales. It's how to price things. You obviously don't want to overcharge people. You don't want to undercharge so you're not making your money back. You've obviously got to keep council happy with everything that they want. Having a good council as well to be able to talk to, actually having councillors there that you can phone up and speak to. And we've been really lucky, actually. We've been in a couple of times and had meetings with them. And there is a couple of them that I can phone up and just sit and have a chat for like half an hour about various things. So they are very approachable. It's Elmbridge Borough Council. They've been really, really good, actually. Good. And really helpful, because obviously we're pretty much really new to this kind of thing. We don't have no experience in it ourselves. We're not event planners or anything like that. We've never done this kind of thing before. Yeah, we are now. Yeah. And it's been a massive learning curve.
Of course,
really has. Yeah. But yeah, they have been very supportive. But there's so many things that that you've just got to think about. Basically, I couldn't even.
Obviously, health and safety being an important factor outside of COVID as well. Obviously, that's all changed it. I said we'll get to that in a bit, because I'm quite interested how all that's gone with the COVID side of things. But and what would you say the funnest part of your job is then?
The actual event itself. That's the best part. That's my payment. I mean, we haven't actually ever made any money in any of them yet. We've it's not been a business for us. It's just been like a hobby, basically. So the actual event itself and having fun on the weekend and seeing everybody's faces and enjoying themselves, that's the most fun part. It's brilliant. I love it.
We were having a quick chat beforehand, and I get that. As I said, we've done this showcase down at Bumbles with the FreakJam, and after 18 months to sit behind computers, to see everyone there enjoying themselves, listening to the music, I got a tad emotional, just a tad.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, because I do think it's you put your time and effort into making these things happen, and obviously you on a much larger scale than me, a little showcase down a pub. But for you to be able to turn around and see the smiles on people's faces, see them singing along, dancing, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you get a chance to party? Friends.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do. We normally probably like the maybe third last or second last band, then we actually feel like we can relax and enjoy ourselves. So at the end of the night.
Everyone's too drunk to worry about anything by then, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
getting on with it.
Yeah.
So is it you've got full camping over there
Yes.
and
Yep.
glamping this year as well?
And glamping as well. Yep. So that's the first time we've done it this year is with a glamping company. He's coming in and setting up all the tents and, putting up bunting and fairy lights. And so it looked really nice. We went and saw him over at Wayfest actually and had a chat with him. And yeah, it looks really good. So
And are you glamping or are you camping?
yes.
You're
No, we're
glamping.
glamping. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why you put it on, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know about you. I've done camping at festivals and stuff for probably for about 20 years now, and I don't know. I lean more towards hotels these days. It's the airbed and the tent. It used to be a lot of fun, but the older you
Yeah.
get, the less fun it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually got a message from a friend earlier today saying that she's just booked a hotel. I was like, what?
Good work. Fair play
Yeah.
to her. I tell you what. So we've got quite a few bands involved with the Radio Freak Jam that are coming over to see you.
Yeah.
One of them being Di. How do you know Di?
So her oldest son, I believe it is, in fact, I'm sure it's her oldest son, is the same age by a day than as my son.
Right.
So we know each other from baby groups, toddler groups, back when they were babies, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Boston, isn't it? The older one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a long-standing thing. So I can imagine she was chomping at the bit to come and play at Shynefest when you first done that.
Yes. Yeah. So she's played. She didn't play the very, very first one actually, but she's played at the other two. Yeah, with Subs One, and in fact, they were going to play in our like little acoustic tent the first year, and then one of the bands had to drop out, so we put them up on the main stage. So I think that was the first time they'd ever played up on a stage before. So they were really good. They were brilliant.
Oh, it's
really
fantastic. Good. And, I said we've watched Di come down the jam night and growing confidence down there. And obviously then we've met all the bandmates and we've been to the house. And it's just been a wonderful journey with Di. She just brings so much enthusiasm to things.
Sorry, there was a little
Don't bang it
thing
my
that
way.
flew there.
But she does. She brings so much enthusiasm to the table.
Yeah, she
especially
does,
when it's music.
Yeah, no, she's amazing. She's been really supportive as well because she always messages me with ideas that she's come up with, and have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? So yeah, she's been brilliant. She's been very supportive.
Bit of a whiz with the old marketing and the internet, social media stuff. So I tap her up occasionally for a few hints and tips.
Yeah, yeah, no, she's great.
So now, this might not work. It might work. It might not work because this is Radio Freak Jam and this is how it works. But Rich of Subs Plus One did send over a little video promo about 10 minutes before I called you on the show.
Oh, okay.
So I have managed to download it. It's a very large file. So we're going to see if we can get this to work. So fingers crossed. If this works, this is Subs Plus One. If it doesn't, it's not, and we'll come back and we'll do something else instead. And now it's just disappeared from my downloads folder. This is a good start, isn't it? This is how things work. So let's see if we can find it in here. There we go. Right. Hopefully this is Subs Plus One. No, it's not. It's not going to play. No, sorry, Rich. You need to get there quicker so I can set these files up a bit better. But so I'll tell you what we will do. So you have got quite a few bands from Radio Freak Jam playing. You've got obviously Subs Plus One. You've got Mr. Phil Reese.
Yes.
And you've also got the What If Generation as well.
What If Generation, yes.
How do you know those guys?
Kieran. How did Kieran... I don't know, Kev, how did Kieran meet the What If Generation? Do you know?
I don't know, but I remember we went and saw them as soon as it literally a day or two
Yeah.
after we found out.
Don't remember, I'm afraid. Sorry,
That's all right.
What If Generation. It was definitely Kieran somehow, and I know they're local to Walton-on-Thames, which is where our event is. So I honestly don't know. Sorry.
You see, I've known Peter Gillespie for years when he used to be in a band called the Metronomes with a friend of mine, Laura and Lee. So I've known Pete for ages, but I got approached by them at the start of lockdown to do a video for them, for one of their tracks again and again. So I then got chatting with Lee, and then Lee's been on this show and he's co-hosted with us. Lee's a lovely guy. He's got a fantastic voice. So let's have one of their tracks. Let's play again and again. This is the video that I've done with them over lockdown.
I love this track. This
it's
is
a great
brilliant.
track, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a bad video either. Just saying. Enjoy.
Can you hear all that I hear? Do you see the same things as me? Am I blinded by TV lights? Am I dulled down to think that wrong is right? And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told again and again. And you walk on water in your mind, playing the long game, pretending it's fine, but we don't mind following the blind. No, we don't mind following the blind. And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told. Time and again. When the water ceases to flow and the valleys get sucked into cracks in the earth, remember what we had. It can't be that bad. Remember what we had. It can't be that bad. And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told.
was the What If generation with Again and Again. They're appearing at Shynefest this coming weekend, 10th and 11th of September.
Yay!
Yeah, getting excited now. So they're really, really good guys, and you know, I really need to get and see them live at some point in time because I've not actually had that pleasure yet. So yeah, must make that happen at some point in time soon. And you're going to do it Saturday, and or is it Sunday they're playing? Which one?
No, Saturday. They're playing
Saturday,
Saturday. The main event's all on Saturday.
So you got the 10th and the 11th.
Yeah, so the 10th is just campers arriving if they want to, and we've got a silent disco, so it's just very chilled out. You know, just people turning up and being there basically.
Yeah.
And then the main event is all Saturday basically.
Right.
We were going to do it on Friday as well. We had some bands booked for Friday, but unfortunately we couldn't get the license for the Friday night. Because it was supposed to be last year, and because of the noise restrictions, because they were going to have other events on that year. If we'd reapplied, actually, we probably could have got Friday, but we just left it how it was rather than, you know, chopping and changing it backwards and forwards all the time.
Right, gotcha. So is the camping going on to the Saturday night and then everyone's leaving Sunday morning, or yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. So people can go and have a
Absolutely.
drink and enjoy themselves and not have to worry about driving home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So come on, who else is on the lineup?
So we have a lady called Abby Canilli. She's Brazilian. She just plays with her guitar. She's got lovely, lovely music. We have so my friend Sonia, who played for us the very, very first one. She does an Adele tribute, so she just dresses up as Adele and
Nice.
and sings Adele songs, and she's absolutely brilliant. She's actually from the same place as Adele. I think they even went to the same school together or something, but they grew up in the same hometown. And and she sounds amazing. She's superb. Who else have we got? We've got a band called The Replicants. They've played with us every year. In fact, they've headlined for us the first couple of years, and they're like a rock metal covers band.
Right.
We've got a band called Southbank Crows. They've played with us for a couple of years. Nefarious Picaroons, who I think you know.
Yeah, I've met
you
Ash.
mentioned-
Met Ash
you
again
mentioned-
at Dice at Vinefest.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's all coming together in Di's house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and then our main big bands are Top Loader and From the Jam. From the Jam are headlining.
That's Bruce
Top Loader
Foxton from the
Yes.
Jam, isn't he? Yeah, who used to be in the Jam, literally.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Bass
one.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a bit.
Yeah.
And Top Loader, obviously, you know, a fantastic band back in the day. I didn't realise they were still going, to be honest.
Yeah, no, they seem to have just kept on going. They do lots of little festivals, and it was actually last year, but they're still kind of celebrating it this year. It's the 20th anniversary of their album that had like Achilles Heel and Dancing in the Moonlight, you know, the big famous one. So yeah, they're going to be playing all of those songs. So
And that was a great album. It really, really was.
it was, yeah.
I listened to that a lot, and unfortunately, I didn't. Some of the follow-up stuff I couldn't quite get into, but that one album was particularly well written, well produced, and as you say, it was just hit after hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think people will be surprised how many songs they actually know from it, because everyone just says, "Oh, didn't they just do Dancing in the Moonlight?" But I think people will recognise a lot of the songs.
Oh, totally. So, do you get to meet all these bands?
Yes, I do.
You're the meet and greet, right?
I'm not actually, no, but I will definitely be going backstage and saying hello, getting a few selfies.
So, I mean, because you're not a musician yourself, neither's your husband, and neither's Kieran, I understand.
No, Kieran is.
Oh, Kieran is.
Kieran's bass. Yeah, he's a bass player.
Well, Kieran's about. Well, as I said, you're not a musician. Oh, shots fired. Sorry, bass players. I don't mean it. I'm only just being like that. So, but you and your husband aren't musicians yourself, but you're passionately into live music.
Yes. Yeah, love live music.
So
yeah.
where does that come from?
I don't know. Just always really enjoyed music and really, been to. Well, I haven't been to a massive amount of festivals to be honest. I've been to lots of concerts, but my husband has been to loads of festivals over the years since he was like about 16, like Download and Reading, really, mainly.
So come on, what's the best band you've seen live?
Oh my goodness.
And you can't say someone from Shynefest because that would be favouritism.
One of my favourite bands, or one of my favourite songs, actually, is "The Whole of the Moon" by the Waterboys.
Yep.
And I've seen them a couple of times. I love their music. Yeah, I've been a fan of theirs since I was probably about 15, 16 years old. So
Okay.
I like them. Yeah.
And who else have you seen? You seen some big names?
Yeah. Metallica. I've seen live. Love
Good
seeing
choice.
them. AC/DC.
Good choice as well.
We went to Reading a few years ago actually and saw them. We saw Royal Blood as well and Avenged Sevenfold as well. I think it was. They were all
Cool.
really, really good. Who else? Prodigy. Oh, okay. Thinking about it, Prodigy is probably the one that blew me away, which was in Victorious a couple of years ago. It was the year before he passed away.
Oh wow.
And we took our kids as well, and that was just, it was insane. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. My little girl at one point looked up at me and went, "I'm too young for this."
How old are the kids?
So my daughter's 11 and my son's 15.
So it was hands over ears when Smack My Bitch Up came on, and it's a strange thing, music. You know, I think my kids hear words in music that I don't mind, and then I listen to some of the crap that they listen to and think, how can they get away with that being in the charts? I'm just out of interest, you know. So what's Kev's favourite band that he's seen?
He's probably the same as me, actually. Metallica he loves, AC/DC, Bon Jovi he was a big fan of back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, we've got very similar tastes in music. I've got similar tastes to him, but mine's probably not as heavy as his is. Hence, you know, I like Waterboys and that kind of thing. But yeah, he's more of a rocker than I am.
Well, that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Metallica, I've seen AC/DC, so we're on similar levels with bands there. Never saw the Waterboys, but you know, I heard they were very, very, very good band. So we've got loads of people in the chat, and I've neglected them. I haven't said a good evening properly yet, so we should do that, really, shouldn't we? So cheers to everyone in the chat. Mr. Phil Reese, who will be there at Shynefest, is in the chat as well. And Andy and Sean and Di was in there, and Sarah Petherick. And Sarah Petherick is she's been and done a Meet the Freaks with us. Again, a non-musician, but I've been liking to chat with people who not necessarily are into music. What Sarah is she works for the NHS, and she has put a message in the chat room saying, "Can you please say thank you for them for offering the NHS free staff tickets for the show?" I think that she said it was a very touching and a difficult time last summer. So, you know, fair play to you for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know, it's a good thing.
We do still have some left, actually. So if
free
anybody
NHS
is
tickets.
still... Yeah.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's some free NHS tickets for Shynefest if you work with the NHS. How do they get them?
So if they email us, so shinefest@email.com, and we can issue them with a pass for themselves and a +1. And what they need to do on the day is just bring along some proof, like their work ID card or whatever it is that they get issued, basically. So it's primary care staff, emergency services, and NHS staff that we're offering them to.
What a fantastic thing. And I think that leads us nicely into, you know, COVID. Let's talk about this. You know, as a musician, I lost all my gigs, as every other musician did, you know, and we've all been struggling along this past 18 months, trying to find things to do with ourselves. But you guys lost the festival.
Yeah.
So how did that go?
Initially, when we first found out that we were going to have to cancel it, I was just, we all were actually, we were absolutely devastated. We cancelled the end of March and our event was the beginning of June. So we were, you know, on the home run practically by then. Luckily, I would say pretty much 100% of everyone that we contacted, like the venue, the bands, everything that we'd booked, you know, the stalls, the stages, everything, it all just got moved to this year. I guess nobody really had a choice, did they? So it all just got moved over.
And everyone was quite understanding of that, I'd imagine, in the climate that we were in.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't lose any deposits or anything like that at all. It was all just, you know, just all rolled over, which was a relief. Because initially when it first happened, we just thought, oh my goodness, we've just lost everything. And it's just, you know, we're going to have to start again. We then organised it for June this year, and then coming up to near June, they then said that I think we could have done it, but it would have been heavily restricted.
Yes, yeah, I think that's what the conditions we were under. Still social distance, 6 to a table, all that business.
Yeah. So I think we could have done it, but we didn't want to run it like that. We just felt like that's not a festival. So that's why we then decided to move it to September. And yeah, basically everything all again, building up to the beginning of June. We then had to move it all to September. We'd lost a couple of bands, unfortunately, because they already had bookings. We've had to refund a few tickets as well because people, everything got moved. So lots of people had like rescheduled weddings and all sorts of stuff going on. So, but all in all, I mean, it's been horrible, but we haven't really lost anything financially. It's obviously, it's messed up a lot of things, and obviously with the health and safety now as well, that's massively changed as well. But actually the festival itself we could just pick it up and put it onto a new date, and luckily the venue as well were really good. Actually it was really good in the sense because I think I mentioned to you earlier that the venue where we're having it, they're having a festival themselves a week later or 2 weeks later. So they're building the arena in this particular field. And they said to us, rather than us using the other field that we'd booked, which was smaller, did we want to move to this field, this new field, which was bigger, which meant that we can then social distance even more if we need to.
Yeah.
So the field that we're in, it's licensed for a capacity of 30,000 people, and we have 2,000 people.
That's social distance. Yeah, that should work.
It's huge. I mean, everyone can bring a cat and swing it with them. So it's there's loads and loads of space for people to stretch out if they want to. They've done us a massive favour as well. The venue, they've been brilliant by allowing us to move it.
What sort of restrictions are you under? Obviously, I know by law we don't have to wear masks now, and social distancing isn't a thing. It's a recommendation. It's not an actual reality that you cannot do it, or you have to do it, should I say. Obviously I know local businesses and local councils, they're all bringing their own thing to this. So what restrictions are you actually under?
So they've basically said that we can't enforce anything, which we can't because it's all, everything's pretty much all lifted. But what they want to see is that we are putting things into place to help people and to protect people. So we're asking everybody to do a lateral flow test before they come, and if they prove positive, then we'll roll their tickets over to next year. We're asking all of our traders and staff, contractors, security, everybody that's involved with the festival itself, they have to do a lateral flow test, and then they have to send me proof as well before they're allowed on site. So that's one thing that I am asking for and I need to see. We have to supply the sanitization, hand sanitizer bottles everywhere. The medical team are going around and spraying high touch points like door handles, cash point machine. Well, not cash point machine. Sorry, the card machines, that kind of thing.
And stuff, yeah.
Condiment bottles, yeah. So all of that's been cleaned regularly and sprayed regularly. We have to have the QR codes everywhere. We have a isolation pod there as well. So if any of the medical team think that there looks like somebody has COVID and suspect that they might have it, they can pull that into the isolation pod and do a test on them, and keep them there until the test comes back, and then they can help them get off site safely if they need to. And they've obviously all got the relevant PPE that they'll wear to do that, and it all gets cleaned afterwards. That's about it that we.
Well, that's not too bad considering what it could have been back in June if you were doing it back then. Yeah. So we exactly. It would have been. We would have had to have done the 6 foot squares, and everyone has to stay in their own bubble and that kind of thing. We're not having to do that at all. They just want us to really encourage people to do the lateral flow, wear a mask even when they're queuing at the bar. Perhaps if it's really busy, it's all outdoors. That's the thing.
apart from the toilet and shower block. So again, encouraging people to wear masks when they go into the toilets. But otherwise, it's all outdoors. And like I say, there's tons of space to everyone to spread out. So if they need to or if they want to.
That sounds good. That does sound good. And it's, as much as it's probably added a load of layers to your already long to-do list, I'm sure at the same time you think that, it's adding that extra level of safety and thus you're a bit happier with it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
If you don't mind me feeling, how are you feeling about it? I mean, obviously it's been a rough year. It's a rough year and a bit. And obviously, getting back out into large groups is a little bit strange, I think, for everyone. How are you feeling about all of that?
It does feel a bit weird. I still feel a bit strange, like when I meet people about, just not automatically putting my hand out to shake their hand, things like that. It still doesn't feel like it's gone completely back to normal yet. And even going into shops and things without a mask on, it just feels very strange. Like I've kind of fallen out of the habit of remembering to bring one with me. So I sometimes have one in the car and I'll pop it on. But if I haven't, then I know that I can still go to the shops. But I do feel a bit weird walking around going, maybe I shouldn't. So it's still very new, really, isn't it? I mean, it's been such a long time that we haven't been normal. So
yes,
it's going to take a while.
Whatever normal was, but
yeah.
Indeed. Well, I mean, again, I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing, especially as non-musicians, just music lovers. I mean, that really does bring an extra level to these things from my point of view, because, musicians do this sort of stuff, but for music lovers to get involved and actually put on this stuff for bands to go out and play, and for other music lovers to congregate in one place and enjoy that experience, because it's not just about going to see a band. A festival like yours, small scale, big scale, it's an experience of other people. It's a social thing. It's a musical, cultural thing, and they're very, very important. And obviously, the loss of all of that through lockdown, it struck everyone really, really hard, I think.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the radio on the way back from a trip with the family the other day, and they were saying that people are partying harder than they've ever partied before.
Yeah,
at these
imagine.
events.
Yeah.
So I hope you've got a lot of people picking up litter and stuff at the weekends.
Yes, we do.
Let's have another song. So you've got Mr. Phil Reese joining you as well, and as I said, Phil's been a massive part of Radio Freak Jam. I don't think he's missed a show. He's been on every week. Even when he thought he was on holiday, he actually managed to come in from his hotel and play from his hotel room and stuff like that. So he's been massively a big part of the show, and now he's going to be a part of Shynefest, which is awesome. And so let's have a track from Phil. Do you know any of Phil's songs?
I don't know, and it was actually Di just a couple of days ago who told me that he was going to be there because he's playing in the Pride and Surrey tent or marquee that they're having. So there's going to be an extra a separate area for Pride and Surrey, and they've got some people doing open mics, and I think they've got a bit of a karaoke going on as well. So he's actually playing there. So I didn't even know about him until a couple of days ago.
Well, now you did.
They hadn't told me who was playing, so
now you can hear him. So Phil's joined the show. He plays a lot of his own material, which is wonderful, and we encourage that a lot. And this is a song that we've played a lot on the show, but it's kind of got a big meaning. It's called Each Other, and it's kind of been, really sums up what 18 months we've had of sort of, working out how to be with each other at times when we can't. So this is Each Other by Phil Reese. Enjoy.
Lost its mind. We're slipping into hell together. We're teetering on the precipice. It can't be like this forever. It seems the future's broken, and no one has got a clue. In times like this, darling, cling on to me and I'll hold on to you. Times like these, all we have is each other. Be gentle, be kind, look after one another. At times like these, all we have is each other. wouldn't change that for the world. Together we are stronger. We've got each other's backs. Disaster may affect us, but it won't stop us in our tracks. We can't fight the unknown, and we can't pretend that it's fine. Let's cling to each other and hold ourselves in line. At times like these, all we have is each other. Be gentle, be kind, look out for one another. At times like these, all we have is each other, and I wouldn't change that for the world. So stick with me and we'll have everything. Panic and worry can't change what's happening, as long as we have one another. Remember, hysteria comes and goes. We're so in this insanity, and no one knows what to believe. Believe in each other and look out for the ones in need. Look out for your friends, and they will look out for you. If we take care of each other, there's nothing that we can't get through. At times like these, all we have is each other. Be gentle, be kind, look out for one another. At times like these, all we have is each other, and I wouldn't change that for the world.
And that was Phil Reese there with Each Other, and he'll be playing at Shynefest on the Surrey Pride stage, is it? Oh, we've lost your audio for some reason. You've muted yourself on the system. Yeah, not quite sure how you've done that. You've probably clicked a button. It's all good. No, you've muted it on the actual system, on the screen there somewhere, somehow. If not, you can't find it, just drop off and come back in again, and we'll get you back in. That's fine. No, can't hear you. No. It says you've muted yourself for some reason. These things happen. They're technical things. I said, if necessary. Oh, there you go. Got you.
Got me?
Yeah, you're back. Whatever you pressed the right thing.
Cool. Hang on, I can't get rid of that whatever I've done there now.
Oh, she's gone. We've lost her. I'm sure she'll be back. So there we go. She's back. It worked. It's all good. It's not a problem. So that's Phil, and you can see Phil on the Surrey
Pride in Surrey.
Pride in Surrey
Pride in
stage.
Surrey. Right, yes.
And you said they've got like an open mic down there, and they've got comedians and all sorts of funky stuff.
Yep, karaoke. Yep. Also promoting their main Pride event, which is on the 25th of September in Godalming as well. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, so they're going to be there.
It's nice to see the bit of cross promotion going on and stuff as well. So is it just music that you guys put on at Shine, or have you got comedians and stuff like that as well?
No comedians, but we have we've got a few sort of kind of activities that the kids can do. We've got like bungee trampolines, bouncy castle, bouncy slide thingy, and then we've got like a kids zone where we've got a couple of children's entertainers that are going to be there, sort of doing like little singing and dancing things and telling stories. We have a lady coming in doing a forest school as well, so she's going to be doing little forest school activities.
Nice.
We've got like a little soft play kind of thing as well for younger kids. We've got people coming in doing book signings as well, who've got children's books as well as our adult books. But yeah,
So it
children's
really
books.
is a family event then.
Yes. Oh, and my husband's miming in the background. We've got a company coming in called Quidditch for Muggles,
Awesome.
and they're going to be doing Quidditch games with the kids as well. So like Quidditch matches, everyone with broomsticks running around and throwing things through hoops and things.
I was going to say, that's got to be a hell of a one to get through health and safety if they're flying around on brooms. And...
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And obviously there's a lot of Harry Potter fans out there. So
Yes. Yeah, no, that'd be good fun for them. And there's
I'd
lots
like
of
to
other
see
stuff
that.
as well, just like things like football and hula hoops, giant Jenga, just lots of stuff that kids can play with and keep amused. And the parents not having to spend a fortune on extra, funfair rides and things like that. So I'm a big believer in trying to keep it, cost friendly for everybody. So you're not,
Yes.
forking out a massive fortune while you're there for the day.
And I think it's it needs to be like that. Unfortunately, a lot of the time these days, I worked at a Lego show for a guy who had a trade stand at a Lego show, and literally parents were paying £35 a ticket to walk into a giant toy shop to spend more money. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that for parents, and it's great that you're actually catering for the kids. And Sarah, who was saying about being in the NHS earlier, she said it's Samuel and Eddie's first festival. That Samuel is her son and Eddie's Phil's son. So it's going to be their first festival on the weekend
Brilliant.
as well. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. There was a baby at the last festival. She was 5 days old that they brought along.
Oh,
Like
bless.
little ear defenders, yeah.
Mr. Lee Adaway from the What If Generation's in the chat room as well, and so shout out to him, and I hope you guys have a good gig on Saturday down at Shynefest with this lovely young lady here. There.
Ooh, hello, Lee.
So come on, we're running low on time now, so give us the sales pitch. Tell people where they can get tickets, what they're buying, etc., etc. I'm going to put it all on you. Tell everyone where they need to go and what they need to do to get a ticket.
Okay, so tickets are available from www.shynefest.uk. Nice and easy to remember. And camping tickets literally sold out today, so we have no more camping tickets left at all. But we have plenty of day tickets, and that's it really. If you have booked already and you have got camping tickets, you can arrive on Friday. And there's a silent disco on the Friday night, but otherwise all the main event is all on Saturday. But yeah, shynefest.uk is the place to go.
Shynefest.uk, guys. Go and visit that if you haven't got your tickets already. If you've got spare time at the weekend, pop down for the day and see what's going on. It sounds like it's going to be an awesome little event. Only to get bigger by the sounds of it as well.
Yeah, I hope. Well, we really do hope so. Yeah, we'd like it to get a bit bigger. We don't want to go massive. I think that even the thought of it really scares us. So I think just a nice number of a few thousand would be nice, and I think that we would be happy. And we could feel then as well that it's nice. It can stay family friendly and intimate and safe as well for kids.
Yes.
That's our main thing. We've obviously got kids ourselves. Kieran's got kids. We want it to be somewhere that they can have fun for the weekend, and we don't really need to worry about where they've disappeared off to, because it's all nicely enclosed and we're all together.
So how many stages have you got? Is it just the one?
No, we've got 2 stages this year.
Cool.
Mainly just so that they're next to each other. So mainly we can be setting up one band while the other band's playing, and then we literally have like a 10, maybe 15-minute gap in between, and then the next band can start, rather than then having a big gap between where everyone has to get all their stuff off and all back on again. So we can get more bands playing, basically. It was also because we had to cut the Friday, so the bands that were on the Friday, we moved them to the Saturday and then got the 2 stages so that they can play, almost back to back, basically. It's the first year we've done it, so we shall see how it goes. But yeah, 2 stages. And also because they're next to each other, people don't have to really move around too much. They don't have to run off to a different area to see a different band. They can just stay where they are.
And how many bands is it in total?
Oh, now you're asking.
Ooh.
I don't know. How many bands?
Quick,
in
someone do the
total?
maths.
haven't actually counted. 16, Kev reckons,
no, yeah.
maybe. Not sure.
There you
Don't
go.
know.
There's at least 16 bands going to be playing at the weekend, guys. So get yourselves down and see them.
And bands playing in the Pride tent as well. So
Yes.
people doing open mic and stuff down there as well. So yeah, lots more.
So obviously, the plan is to grow this. Have you got any sort of direction you want to take it? Obviously keeping it family friendly, that's cool. But any sort of ideas that you're looking to get bigger bands on? Are you looking to sort of put more sort of camping on, bigger stages? What's the sort of plan?
We don't have much of a plan really, apart from just we'd like to, like I say, get a bit bigger. But I think really carrying on with what we're doing at the moment, we like it how it is. There are a few things that I personally would like to do. I'd like to try and make it more eco. We've, like, for example, this year we've got new reusable cups that people can buy a cup for £1 and they can keep on using it throughout the day.
Yep.
And then they can keep it at the end of the day, or they can, we can buy it back off them. So that's one thing, like trying to cut down on waste. What else? I mean, I'd really like there to be more women in the business as well. We had a meeting, all of us, the other day, and I was the only girl there. So more women, in the management team and also on stage as well. That we do have a few women on stage, but not very many. There are a lot of men. So again, I'd really like to, make it a bit more 50-50 as well. See more women up on stage, more female artists. Other than that, just grow. We can grow with it as over the years. Basically, there's no, there's no massive plans.
See where it goes.
Yeah.
Let it evolve itself.
Yeah.
That's a good plan in its own right, I think. Because sometimes these things do take on their own lease of life.
Yeah.
And go in directions you've never planned.
Yeah,
I said
exactly.
to you earlier, Radio FreakJam, I was going to do for 8 weeks, and then it was 70 odd, and it took on its own life. And it'll be the same with the festival and bits and pieces like that. As you grow, you'll see the direction it wants to go, rather than maybe the way you think it should go, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also with our kids growing up, so for them it's going to change over the years as well, and maybe we might end up becoming a little bit for older kids, or I don't know, who knows. I mean, that's just me just thinking out loud really. So yeah, I don't know, but at the moment our kids range from, the youngest is age 5 and the oldest is 15, so we've got a big range of kids to cater for, as in our kids personally. So
I like the way you look at it from that point of view as well, though, because a lot of people don't. They put an event on from everyone else's perspective, but you're trying to throw an event that you want to take your family to, and I think that's a wonderful way of looking at it. Because if it's a family thing that you're happy with your kids being at and comfortable your kids being around, then hopefully that will rub off on everyone else.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. It has to be something for them, definitely. Yeah.
So how much are the tickets?
So tickets are £40 for adults and £15 for kids. Kids aged 4 and under are free. And we're also doing free tickets for any disabled attendees. So if they'd like to bring a personal assistant or a carer with them, then they can have a free ticket.
Oh,
the carer
fantastic.
can have a free ticket, yeah.
Again, I love these little touches. Free tickets for the NHS after the time we've had. Free tickets for carers for disabled people. I think, it's these little touches which will make your festival just more accessible to people. Thus, more people will want to go.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly.
a good thing as well. So, Shine, look, it's 5 to 10. So,
That's gone so fast.
it does go quickly. And you were really nervous about this, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
It's not that bad, is it?
No,
I'm
it's
quite
fine.
friendly when you get to know me. But, please, now we've met and now we know each other, if you need things in the future to come on and, advertise the festival and bits and pieces, let's talk. We've got this radio platform here, which is wonderful. We've got a lot of lovely people, which are obviously getting involved in your side of things as well. So, let's talk, let's work together and let's keep making music and making gigs happen, because of that, again, after the 18 months we've had, we've all really realised how important that is.
Absolutely. Making memories, that's what it's all about, definitely.
It is. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I said to people, before lockdown, you'd always have those songs in your set list as a band that you were fed up of playing. But it got a point about 3 months into lockdown, I would have given them the right arm just to play that song I hated playing 3 months ago. It really was like that. So again, it's just so lovely to see these festivals been cancelled again, keep coming back, and you've got plans to come back stronger, and it really is what it's all about. So I think thank you from me as a musician for doing these things and putting these events on and giving people these opportunities, and also thank you from me as a music listener for doing these things and putting these events on and making music happen. It really is important, and we all know how important it is these days. So good work, keep doing it.
Cool, thank you. I will.
So we have got I'm going to do a Wednesday show, lunchtime live for everyone. If you're around and you've got nothing to do Wednesday lunchtime at 12 p.m, I'll be here playing some music while you eat your sandwiches and have a cup of coffee. Because that's the type of guy I am, and we like doing that to break the week up. We've got the live jam night at Mr. Bumble on Thursday. That runs from 9 till 12. Please do come down and support that. It's a great pub, wonderful selection of drinks, and a wonderful selection of musicians as well. That's what I'm going to say. And we've been back, I think 5 or 6 weeks now. And it's just been from strength to strength. We've got a lovely crowd coming down there, new people every week, which is wonderful. The house band this week should be Aslan, myself, Andy, Rob McGregor, and Dave Evans, I do believe. So that is good. And then it's back to Sunday, which is the online jam night. So we're busy as well. And maybe on Sunday, once you've got back from Shynefest, you're all knackered and barbecued out, and live music's ringing through your ears. You know what it's like at festivals, meat overload, isn't it, all the time? You can sit Sunday evening from 7 o'clock, listen to some music, listen to live bands, and chill out with us lot. It'll be wonderful.
Sounds good.
Anything to say before we go, Shine?
No, it's been lovely. It really has. Thank you very, very much for having me. And it's gone so quickly. I can't believe it's been an hour already. It's flown by.
It does when you're having fun. So I was going to play the Subs Plus One video that Rich kindly sent 10 minutes before the show, but that's not working. So I because Di is quite sort of a part of this, and she's kind of the one that's introduced us and got this to happen. I want to play one of Di's songs on the way out. So we done a competition called Secret Songwriter, where we had 4 songwriters write songs. And then we just supplied the songs with the chords and the lyrics, but no version of the actual song to hear, to 4 other performers, and they had to work their own version out of those songs just from the chords and the lyrics.
Okay.
A lot of fun, really different. And Di was one of the contributors as a songwriter. She wrote a song called 3 Nights Without Sleep. That sounds appropriate for a festival.
Or having a new baby,
or having a new baby, either way, it works. But big thanks for joining us today, Shine. We're going to play out with Di's 3 Nights Without Sleep. So it's shynefest.uk.
Yes.
Tickets are £40 adults, £15 children. If you've got some spare time at the weekend, get off your bums, buy a ticket, go to Shynefest, see some great bands, say hi to Shine for me, and we will see you soon. Say bye, Shine.
Bye. Thank you very much.
See you later, guys. Take care.
I open my eyes, and it's the start of my perfect day. Don't need to tell me today's like any other day. Please don't rain on my parade. Now, and the sun shines down on my righteous face, and I feel like the luckiest member of the human race. No need to tell me, no No, no, no need to tell me, no need to tell me that